Okay, so making a quick video here just to show some progress on Dr. Banzai's Titan, the Bishamon, or Bishamon 10, depending on how you wish to pronounce it. So I thought I'd show a little bit of the progress and how I'm doing this. So what I've got here are some armored core, another age legs from one of the figures, and you can see that is darn close to the Titans to begin with. And this this is a piece off of a Hygog's foot, and I've drilled it out to make it a spacer to raise the torso up a little bit because it was sitting too squat. And this is another torso from another kit. That's a piece of tape that is on here. Let me take that off so that the particle cannon would stick to it. And you can see the radar dish that I have scratch built sits on there, and you can see here it looks a little skinny, you know, except when you put the particle cannons underneath each armpit, it really bulks it out well. And I thought I'd just show how I'm doing some of this. Now these are the arms. These are off of a Valkyrie that happen to be good scale. And as you can see, what I'm doing here right now is I'm working on these parts. And so I put some Sculpey putty on the arms and got it a rough shape. And then I pressed a little triangle into the arm that I had cut out of a piece of plastic, and I pushed the holes in. And then once I baked it and glued it back on, I began to sand it to clean it up, get the edges sharper, and you can see now that is basically where we're at with that part. So that is coming along pretty well. This is the cockpit, which I just has just come out of the baker oven. So this is what it looks like, and the way I made this is I pressed the clay in place, cut away what I didn't want, and then there you go. You can kind of see where we're going here. And then to get those windows, I made this. This is a little bitty piece of shaped plastic, and I wanted to make sure it was even, so I put it on the end of a stick, pressed it into place, and then on the side ones I just turned it sideways so you can see there's even the little side windows. And it's roughly to shape, but I'm going to sand it a little bit to get those edges nice and crisp, and that will be going on there. And then I got to build this little part up here to, you know, kind of catch up that wedge between the radar, the bottom of the radar dish and the top of the cockpit. So that'll be mostly there. These shoulder pieces, I'm actually going to be using an Alex NT1, the Chobium armor. I didn't have a spare one here, but I've ordered one, so it should be here in like a week. And those will be almost perfect as is. I just got to shave them down a little bit, and then figure out a way to pop those SRMs on there, and that will probably fit right on top of these perfectly. And then there'll be some mobility there. And I think I may bulk up this upper arm part just a little bit to change that shape. I don't know. Depends on how it's looking. But so far, it's coming along really well. I'm hoping to get at least these parts done today. But I had to get this part done for spacing so I know, you know, the shape and everything. There's going to be a little bit of a shape difference because of the torso design. And this laser gun or machine gun ball socket that's on here, I'm actually going to leave in place because that is going to be Dr. Banzai's oscillation overthruster that he will use in combat to walk through buildings and stuff like that. So I thought that would make it a good look there. Once it's all the pieces are assembled, here's our particle cannons, and those go underneath, and you can see there's a door that will pop up, and that will be pretty cool. That way the particle cannons aren't exposed all the time. I gotta put some kind of detail on the back of these, just something very thin, maybe like a exhaust port or something. I haven't decided yet, but those just gotta have a little bit of detail on those, and those will be ready. And then I'm just using this gray Sculpey putty, and if you've never worked with it before, it's just like clay. You push it into shape, and then you once you get it like you want, you bake it in a toaster oven or regular oven for 275 degrees for every 1/4 inch thickness for 15 minutes. Then it comes out and it's rock hard, and you can sand it, and you can clean it up and shape it. And as you can see, I've gotten some nice crisp lines here going. And then once this is painted, of course you won't see the transition and everything. This will all be, you won't know where one part began and another one ended. This is all PVC, the toy, so it will be posable to some degree. You can see there is some mobility here. It's going to be kind of like a faded black with some highlights, maybe like where the orange pieces are. I may just leave those as they are. I like that. Maybe make them a little more yellow. And then I'm going to figure out where I can put all the decals. I'm going to print the decals myself on some decal paper. And once it's done, we will have Dr. Banzai's personal Titan. And I think it's going to look really cool. And I'll be surprised if somebody doesn't try and 3D model it, because I think this is going to be much better looking than the original drawing, but it's going to be faithful to the original drawing. So that's a progress report. I'm going to take some still pictures as well once I get the cockpit cleaned up, but I just thought a little video might help for you guys to see how the project goes. Talk to you later. Bye.